that prevented Voldemort from killing Harry Potter as an infant?
Mark.
Oh no, the mark was the result. Oh, we don't have any Potter fans in here.
His mother.
It was his mother. What about his mother?
Her love.
Her love. A mother's love prevented her child from being killed. And as we celebrate Mother's Day today, it's appropriate that we reference that mother's love. But I would suggest to you there is an even greater love. A love that we can't comprehend. A love that amazes us. And that is the love of God for each one of us. Now, youngsters like Benji and Johnny probably won't remember the Baltimore Catechism, even though he is from Maryland. And in that catechism, it tells us, it answers the question for us, where is God? It also says, who made you? Of course, the road answer is, God made you. Where is God? God is everywhere. God is in everything, is the piece that gets left out oftentimes. So I would suggest to you that you reflect that every particle of your being is created of the divine. Without the divine will, none of us would be here. These pews wouldn't exist. Glass wouldn't exist. Disney wouldn't exist. The earth would not exist. And so because God willed it, and it came into being, each one of us is part of the divine. That's not to say that we are gods, but we are of the divine. And it is that divine within us that responds to God's love. We heard in the second reading that we are called beloved, for so we are. What is so hard for many in today's society is to realize that they are beloved. We have fractured relationships. And once we get hurt, we shut down. We fail to see how lovable we are and are constantly loved because of that divine. And we're reminded of that love in small, quiet ways. We hear today that if we have the commandments, well, we have them. We have both those given in the Hebrew text, and we have those given to us by Christ, who is the fulfillment of the old law and gives us the new, to love one another as we love God with our whole mind, our whole being, our whole selves, and others as ourselves. So we have to discover, first of all, that we're lovable. And once we realize that lovability, we can then reach out and share it with others. Some of us do it in marriage commitments. Others have different types of relationships. We have our children, we have our parents. But what very rarely happens is that we reach out to love everyone. And yet that is what we're called upon to do. We heard in the Acts how Philip went down to Samaria and converted many. He baptized a lot of people. But yet he had to send for Peter and for John to come down and lay hands and confirm that these neophytes, new Christians, have received the Holy Spirit. That new advocate we hear about in the gospel. That advocate that sits on our shoulder and continually reminds us, love, love. What are you doing to love? So on this Mother's Day, as we celebrate our mother's love for us and our love for our mothers, let us not forget the countless people that are out there that don't have their mothers with them, or mothers that don't have their children with them, and all those that think that they are unloved even by God. And take a moment to speak a word of love to them, either in word or better yet, in action.